Hi guys, this is Lovely Lobotomies, and I'm going to show you a tutorial all about hair. And it seems that I've been asked to color it, so I will do so. This is probably best if you have Paint Tool Eye, which is obviously if you look over there in the corner. Yeah, I have Paint Tool Eye. So first you're going to fill your hair layer, which is, see, right under the line art, right here, with your color. And I usually have all of my line art separate, so I would usually have my hair line art separate from my skin, but since I downloaded this old line art from my DeviantArt profile, it's a little bit different. So first you're going to fill in your layer, and I usually don't draw it by hand, which I did. I usually use the line tool since it's easier to select, but I drew them out, so it's going to be hard to select if you did it that way. But after you finish your layer and you color it, you make a new layer and you clip it, and you will fill it with white completely. So yeah, see, it turned white. And then you're going to put the layer on multiply. And I will use my Copic marker tool, which I downloaded, but usually you could use the marker tool. Marker. What was that? I will usually use the marker tool sort of thing, but my marker tool doesn't want to work, so I use this one. See? It works. Sometimes you have to adjust the size, but nah, it's too big. Too small. No, now it's even worse. If you haven't noticed, I'm kind of tedious, but this is good size, okay, that's good. So we're going to start off with basically the darker lowlights of the hair, and it's pretty easy. I have my stabilizer on 15, and my blending's on 50, persistence is on 50, density 100, it's no big deal. So if you want to figure out where the shine goes, usually it's good if you draw circles, so you know what you're doing. So you know where to put the darker parts, you know, make it floop up a little bit. There, at least now you know where you're going to put your dark spots. You lower it, and now I have to make a new layer and put it on multiply again. Make it white. Are you white yet? Okay, it's white. If you haven't noticed, I have a whole bunch of swatches, which is really good because you need a lot of colors, basically. And all we do is basically make a whole bunch of curved lines that go with the hair. And usually I like them a little thin, so this might be a little thick. Is that good? Yes, that's good. So you're going to sit there, and you are going to make lines, and lines, and lines. And you keep doing that, and usually, if you see that space right there, I never get too close to the line. It separates the hair shafts more, so if I put my line art on preserve opacity, which makes so you only, color on the line art, and I want to color it to match the hair, then it's more separated. But for now, I don't really need to worry about that. And I will probably time lapse this part because it's going to take forever. Alright, so I didn't do the whole thing. I just basically did this part, so we can get rid of this so you can get a better look. And this is basically the middle shade, if you want to call it. Then you make a new layer, you clip it, and you fill the whole layer with white once again. And obviously I didn't put it on anything yet, but then you put it on shade. So now you're going to take your third darkest color, which I already used too, which is my purple, my blue, and I'm going to use sort of a green. And it's on shade, so now I'm going to make my marker a little bit bigger. Not too much. And I'm going to only touch up the tops part of the strands that I already previously did. So you can see I'm only doing that part. Oh, and if you haven't noticed, if you can see these two parts right here, I made sure that there wasn't too much space, because you don't want too much empty space, or else when you start to shine the hair, it looks really, really overdone. Hey, switch. Alright, so after you get that done, then you need to start darkening other parts of the hair, which as you can see would be here, where the strands overlap, and we can't just leave it. So you're going to keep it on the shade that it already is, the system. Well, now you're going to make a new layer, you're going to clip it, you're going to make it white again, because or else your marker actually can't blend. But that's besides the point, because I don't want to explain that, I really don't know why. But you take the marker you use, you're already my green shade, and oh, I'm on marker. That explains a lot. So you'll take it and you'll darken these areas. So you're gonna start making just flat strands. You can stretch them up a bit too. But just make sure if it's basically the shadow of the overlapping hair. Alright, so that's basically, it looks very messy, I know, but those are some darkened areas, and actually, since I didn't darken this part, which you would, so you don't want too much space like this, where there's no dark shading. There would be more dark shading here, and especially under here. Since there's overlapping here, it's definitely darker there, and also by the roots, but right now we're going to use the watercolor, and we are going to blend it. And actually most artists don't even use the watercolor tool, from what I know. From what speed paints I've watched, they don't use it anymore. I mean, they use the marker tool a lot, and I've used it, and it doesn't work for me, so I use the watercolor tool. I'm different. Alright, so that's sort of the basic of it. I mean, you can obviously darken it more there and make it cleaner, but I am a horrible artist. I don't know. Alright, so you clip a new group over the shading layer, and you set it you can set it to normal for now. It matters how you like how it looks, but you're going to take a lighter shade, which is, for me, my turquoise. And for now, you're just going to, that looks so messy. I'm gonna try airbrush. It's probably better. There we go, that's better. Airbrush. And I'm going to make lines like this, all through where there is no dark areas. As you can see, since I don't have a lower, darker layer, then I can't really stretch all the way down. That would look horrible. Alright, so now I did that, and I obviously didn't make the darker part around the roots. It's probably foolish of me, but I usually like to lighten the top parts of the shine, only because, let's see, if we put it on luminosity, it gets so bright. So you could put it on luminosity, and you can almost play with the filters. So obviously we'll put it up there, and we'll put down the luminescence, and voila, now it's a better color. And you can turn it down a little bit, which is what I'll probably do. And since I have another color, which I can use, I'll actually make, which is rare in me, another top layer of shine. So I'm going to take my airbrush and I'm going to do it again. And it's going to be in a different color. But this is going to be definitely smaller. Okay, so I guess we can put that on luminosity and see how it looks. Okay, I guess that's how it works. Put on saturation and lower it down a little bit, but either way it's not going to matter. It's going to look looking? Oh, I wasn't even on luminosity. Figures. Saturation, you can lower it down, and that's basically it. So now it kind of looks messy. It doesn't really look like much, but if you take the purple, you put, obviously, your liner on lock. I'm gonna take the airbrush because it's just easier for me. And the eyes change, but when you go like that, and you change the color of the whole thing, and it looks all pretty. So, yeah. Doesn't want me to merge it, it seems. Let me merge. Let's just flatten the image. Alright, so loading. Alright, so flattens the image, and you can go on filter and brightness and contrast, and you can play with the contrast a bit. Obviously, if you're a contrast crazy type of person, but I think it looks good this way. So that's my basic hair tutorial. It's not much, and if you want to add like hair strands, which I tend to do, I'll take my pen and I'll put random strands here and there, and I'll make them loop in to the hair. Sometimes go the opposite direction. Obviously this is messy, but that's what I do. So, thank you for watching, and I hope it was helpful.